In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus.
Good morning. Today we're in 1 Corinthians chapter 2. And boy, I don't want you going hot dog, just one chapter, 2 minutes. That's all I need to do to read this. Because there is so much to think about. The gospel is so simple and yet so deep and full of life that it's worthy of contemplation and even meditation. So spend some time contemplating the things that we talk about. And as you read chapter 2, let your reading just be the beginning. Have your ears open for Holy Spirit to speak to you, because we're going to talk about Holy Spirit today. He is speaking to you and he wants you to hear his voice. Well, I want my teaching to be just like Paul's. And Paul says in verse 2, I determined to know nothing among you except Jesus Christ and him crucified. And then he says this, I was with you in weakness and in fear and trembling. Well, in Philippians, he talks about working out your salvation in fear and trembling. That fear and trembling, the Greek words are the same that is spoken here. I have come to you in fear and trembling. And when you look up the Greek, you understand that the fear is awe and wonder of God. And the trembling is with no confidence in myself. Oh, walk out your salvation in awe of God with no confidence in yourself. And may my teaching you, just like Paul, be in awe and wonder of God with no confidence in myself. Because, now look at verse 4, my message and my preaching, and mine too, were not in persuasive words of wisdom, but in demonstration of the Spirit and of prayer, so that your faith would not rest on the wisdom of men, but rather rest on the power of God. The power of God speaks to us today through the voice of Holy Spirit, as we're in his word, as we're listening to the sermons, as we're speaking with other Christians. There is a wisdom. It says in verse 8, we speak God's wisdom in a mystery. Verse 9, a wisdom which none of the rulers of this age have an understanding of. No, ours is the Holy Spirit. Our wisdom of God comes through Holy Spirit. Maybe you've heard the sermon on verse 9. It says this, eye has not seen, ear has not heard, it has not entered the heart of man all that God has prepared for those who love him. Oh, I've heard the sermon. You just never know what God's going to do. Eyes not seen, ears not heard. It hadn't even entered the heart of man what God intends to do. He works in mysterious ways, and so he's going to do what he wants to do, and you just hope it's going to work out. That is not the truth, because when the preacher preaches that, he hasn't read verse 10. Look at verse 10. It says this, for to us believers, God has revealed them through his Spirit. For the Spirit searches all the things, even the very depths of God, and reveals them to us. Verse 12, now we have received not the spirit of the world. No, we have received the Spirit who is from God, so that we may know the things freely given to us by God. Oh, it's all about hearing the voice of God through his Spirit. Real Christians, believing believers, hear the voice of God. Jesus said, my sheep hear my voice, you'll remember when we read the Gospel of John. Well, maybe you wore a bracelet that said WWJD. There seems to be a pervasive conversation in the Christian world. What would Jesus do? Oh, we need to figure out what Jesus would do, and that's what we would do. No, we need to let Jesus live his life through us. I'm going to end today with verse 16. Who has known the mind of God that he will instruct him? Who can know the mind of God, that he would follow God's leading? Well, you and me, because we have the very mind of Christ. See, it's not what would Jesus do, it's what is Jesus doing through us. That's real Christianity. Behold that today. And we'll talk some more tomorrow out of 1 Corinthians. God bless you in your day with Holy Spirit today.
Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus.